Picture this. You're sitting at the dining table with your child and they seem uncertain and overwhelmed even as they navigate through a sea of career choices. You as a parent feel responsible and confused. Should you guide them toward a stable career or let them explore their passions? The pressure of making the right choice weighs heavily on both sides. What if I told you that helping your child choose the right career isn't about pushing them into a particular field, but guiding them towards clarity, confidence, and purpose? It's frustrating, right? Research shows that 80% of students are unsure about their career choice. And the number one reason for this confusion is lack of self-awareness and an overwhelming pressure to conform to societal norms. In fact, psychology suggests that when parents impose their unfulfilled dreams onto their children, they unintentionally create a disconnect between children's true selves and their potential career path. And it's no surprise that in such cases, job dissatisfaction is the outcome years down the line. So how can you as parents change this narrative? I have a perfect solution for you. And today we are diving deep into how you can help your child not just pick a career, but pick the career right for them, for their growth and happiness, and even more importantly, to make them future ready. This isn't your average list of do's and don'ts. We are going to use strategies backed by psychology, research, and my real-world experience working with thousands of students over the past 14 years to make sure your child feels confident about their future. Okay, first let's understand the psychology behind career decisions. And this is so very important and something I absolutely want to talk about. A study by psychologist Daniel Kahneman shows that our brains often make decisions based on combination of logic and emotion. For teenagers and young adults, this balance tilts more towards emotion because their prefrontal cortex, responsible for logical thinking, is still developing. What does this mean for parents and even educators? Your role isn't to make a decision for them, but to provide the logical framework they might struggle with at this stage. And this is what I do with my students in my mentorship sessions. I provide them with a logical framework, and this is something you must do also. Of course, if you have time and expertise. If not, then don't worry. We are here for you to help you on this. So, here's a practical strategy that I use in my programs that you can absolutely use. It is to engage them in conversation that's emotion-driven but fact-based. For instance, instead of asking, what do you want to do? Ask, what kind of problems do you enjoy solving? This reframes the question and focuses on their natural strengths and interests while connecting emotions with logic. Second point is to shift from career titles to skill sets. Okay, once you do this, let's move to the next thing. Here is something to think about. The world is changing rapidly. Hear this. Institute of Future predicted that by 2030, 85% of the jobs that will exist haven't been invented yet. Now, I truly don't think that percentage is right. I feel more like 50 to 60% jobs. So instead of fixating on job titles that may become obsolete, help your child focus on skills that are transferable across industries. It is very important to focus on skills and make them future ready. And this is a big reason I've created this wonderful future ready community for students with 360 degrees of growth and skill building at the heart of our community. In fact, a study from World Economic Forum highlighted critical skills like complex problem solving, emotional intelligence, and creativity as key differentiators for future workplace. And we teach all of these inside our community as well. So here's a practical strategy that you can borrow. Start exploring career paths not based on traditional titles, but based on your child's core strengths and interests. Ask questions like, what kind of work excites you? Do you enjoy creating things or working with people? Do you like working independently or within a team? These questions open up possibilities they may have not considered, allowing them to think beyond the limitations of a single career path. Okay, another critical factor is exposure, not pressure. Now, you can't expect your child to make an informed decision about their career if they have never experienced the options available to them. And this is what I see almost every single day in my counseling sessions. Students don't have enough exposure. This is also shown in research. According to career research, 60% of students decide on their future professions based on direct exposure to the field. Yet a majority have never visited the workplace or spoken to a professional in that industry. So here's a practical strategy that I suggest to parents. Take your child to job shadowing events. Encourage them to intern during their vacations, and most importantly, allow them to experience diverse fields without pressuring them to choose immediately. Now, this exposure helps them to make more informed decisions, reducing anxiety and confusion. And one more thing, if you have a business of your own, make sure to talk about it to your child. I've seen so many students not knowing anything about parents' business. I mean, you have a whole school with you that you can give exposure to your child in terms of talking to your child about your office, letting them work during vacations, talking to them about what's happening. It's so important for them to get that exposure early. So make sure you help them with that exposure also. Okay, next step. I want to talk about one powerful way to guide your child by encouraging self-reflection. This is so very powerful. The more they know about their strengths, weaknesses, personality type, the better decision making they can make. Tools like Strong Interest Inventory and Myers-Briggs Type Indicator (MBTI) or the Holland Code can give insights into which career paths align with their natural tendencies. Now, research shows that people who align their careers with their personalities tend to experience greater job satisfaction and long-term success. So, if your child is in high school, take Strong Assessment. And if they are in college or working professionally, use MBTI. One more thing, you can only take this assessment through certified professionals, and we are certified to help you with these in case you are looking for all these professional help. So the practical strategy for this case is simple. Have your child take a personality test or career assessment with a certified mentor and then sit down with them to discuss the results. Frame this as learning exercise, not a final decision-making moment. The goal is to give them insights into who they are so that they can make more informed career choices. This is so very important for students to do as early as possible. Lastly, the most important thing to do, and remember, be a coach, not director. Remember that your role as a parent is to coach, not to direct. A coach helps their team discover solutions on their own rather than prescribing what they should do. Research from Harvard shows that children who have autonomy in decision making are more likely to be motivated, resilient, and successful in long run. So make sure you don't take away their autonomy, which I've seen a lot of parents doing. And here's a practical strategy for you. When discussing careers, ask open-ended questions like, what excites you about this field? Or what challenges do you think you might face in this profession? Help them think critically about their options while maintaining a supportive environment where they feel heard and understood. Remember, they should feel heard and understood. Helping a child choose the right career isn't about giving them the answers. It's about equipping them with the right tools and mindset to discover their path. So start today. Ask the right questions. Provide exposure. And most importantly, give them the space to explore and make mistakes. The goal isn't to find a perfect job, but to find them. So start today. Ask the right questions. Provide exposure. And most importantly, give them the space to explore and make mistakes. The goal isn't to find a perfect job, but to help them build a fulfilling career rooted in their own strengths and passions. So if you find this guide helpful, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more videos on how to empower your child and thrive academically and personally. Also share this with other parents and leave your comment below or with your thoughts and questions. I'll be sure to answer them. I'll see you very soon.